Hey, welcome back, everyone. It's time for another Money Monday trade, or seeing the world through my eyes. We're talking about Bristol Myers again because Bristol Myers has had a decent run up. I'll tell you what, I think it's in a great spot for us to use the shares for a near-term 30-day covered call. Looking at the chart, this is absolutely wonderful. You could see where it tested that support line and fins in. They show those support lines perfectly. Love the site. Just look how it bounced off of that bottom and is moving higher. One of the things I would look at now is resistance. So we're looking for breaking out of resistance here in the short term. And obviously, this is what we're looking for when it gets to around 75 a share. So today, the shares are popping. They're up about 85 cents to $1. Look at this chart. This is where I believe Bristol Myers wants to play. If you remember, you really have to go back to this sell-off right here. If you remember, the markets had sold off tremendously, but for whatever reason, they kind of kept the pharmaceuticals stable. And then Bristol Myers found itself with the rest of the market peeling off. And sure enough, they peeled it all the way off. I think it got as low as 66. But here's the deal. I see this now as wanting to get back in this sandbox right here. You can see support turns out to be new resistance, turns out to be new support, and now we might get new resistance here. So I would be looking to buy 100 shares of Bristol Myers, and then I would look to sell possibly the 70 or the 71 out of the money strike, and I bet you could get 3% for a 30-day trade. And if my hunch is right, this thing will look to test that resistance and break out. Okay? And to be honest, if it doesn't, again, it's Bristol Myers, and your window, your downside window, is 69 to 66, which will allow us to month over month until the stock price gets above our cost basis for the shares. We could write those out of the money strikes, picking up little crumbs along the way. One last thing I want to show you is that here at America Bulls, I'll tell you, they tell you to stay long on the stock. They had a buy on the stock a couple weeks ago, and since that buy, and trust me, I use this site all the time. This really seems to be random because I've seen them lose hella money as well. But in this case, the candles picked it right. They told you to buy down here, and this thing just started popping, and we are where we are now. So at this point, I like how the candlesticks are saying stay long in the position. I like how it bounced off of that support, and it truly does look like it's trying to break resistance. And on a day that resistance could be tested to the downside, it's actually popping, as if Wall Street senses that resistance and senses that it's going to move higher and maybe test that resistance of 74. We'll have to see it. I have 800 shares, and if you remember, I did a cash secure put at 70. So for me, I can use at least 300 shares and write a covered call at 70. Cost basis for the shares are 70. I got a cash secure put premium, plus I'll get a covered call premium. I could have these 300 shares go away, and it would be an absolute max profit trade. Keep Bristol Myers on your radar, and feel free to ask me any questions you might have. I think I'm going to put those 300 shares in the game and sell a nice little 30-day at the money strike, and hopefully pick up about 3% cash on cash. I'm going to leave it right there. Be safe, be healthy, most important, be lucky. Until next time, may all your covered calls be profitable.